Hi all, my name is Suresh Radhakrishnan. I am a serial entrepreneur, public speaker and a digital coach. I help people in setting up successful food businesses. So today we're going to talk about the 9 key parameters to select a good location for your tea outlet. But before that, if you're watching this video from my Facebook groups or any other forums, please to go subscribe for my YouTube channel for further upcoming videos. Great. So when it comes to location, when you ask me to prioritize, I would give the first priority to location. Because I always believe this, when you get the location right, you will get mostly you will get everything else right in your business. So because location decides your sale, location decides the sustainability of the business. So spend a lot of time in identifying the best location. And the key parameters that I am sharing today, if you can carefully evaluate a location based on these key parameters, I'm sure you will definitely be able to get a nice location for your business. Great. The first parameter, daily sales expectation. What is your daily sales expectation out of the business? Let's assume that your expectation from the business is 10,000 rupees per day. What is your average ticket size? So the average ticket size is when a customer walks in, what is the probable bill amount that he would pay? Is it going to be 20 rupees or 30 rupees or 40 rupees? So fix that in mind. It all depends on the menu, it all depends on the pricing strategy that you will follow. Let's assume that your average bill value is 40 rupees. So your expectation is 10,000 rupees. So 10,000 divided by 40 rupees is equal to 250. So you need to generate walk-in of more than 250 in that particular location. If you feel that that location will not give you 250 plus walk-ins, then you shouldn't be selecting that location. So that's the first criteria. So have your ticket size and that sales expectation, then calculate the number of walk-ins that are expected. Point number 1. Second, high footfall. Tea, it has got a low ticket size product. 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees, depending on the model. So you need to actually select a location which gives you high footfall, which gives you high number of walk-ins. It should be on the high streets or on the main roads. So you need to sort of select a location where it can attract high footfalls. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, target customer. Select a location that is accessible to your target customers. Let's assume that your target customer is working professionals. You need to set up an outlet. You need to look for a location where working professionals are around. And if your target customers are college students, then you need to set up an outlet in and around an institution. So based on your target customer, make sure that you look for a location. Fourth, parameter 4 is engagement. This is one of the crucial parameter in deciding a location. Because you cannot bring in inorganic footfalls. You cannot pull customers to your outlet. Naturally, there has to be a footfall in and around, an engagement in and around your store. That's called organic footfall. There should be some reason for people to gather at that place during the tea time. There should be some reason for people to gather at that place. That's called engagement. Be it shopping malls or be it tech parks or be it college or any of these engagements. You need to have multiple engagements. If you have multiple engagements, then walk-ins would be easy. So whatever marketing initiatives, marketing strategies that you can take it up, but you need to have organic footfalls there. That's point number 4. The next parameter, 5th parameter, ground floor with minimal parking. So select a location which has got a minimum parking space. You need not find an outlet which has got a 4-wheeler parking, but at least a 2-wheeler parking, or at least on the roads there shouldn't be any no parking signage when you find this location, and especially when you're finding a location in the metro. Because if they see your brand, they should be able to stop the vehicle even after crossing 20-30 meters from your outlet. That's very, very crucial. If they don't find the parking space though you have a wonderful signage, a wonderful outlet, they may not be able to walk into your outlet. Great. The next parameter, water and drainage connection. A lot of people ignore this. You might find an extraordinary location, but if there is no water facility, if there is no drainage facility, a landlord might tell you, you can do this, you can get a water connection, and you can get a drainage, or you can use a lorry to take out the drainage. It is not practically feasible. Alternate arrangements may not be viable because water and drainage is mandatory. A lot of people ignore this, but you need to look for water and drainage connection in that particular location. Though the location might satisfy all the parameters except water and drainage, you may not be able to select the location. You will suffer running business in the location. Great. The next parameter, no subletting. Select a location which is not a subletting thing. Let's say there is this 1,000 square foot. It could be a friend or it could be a family member who would be running one business, and they would like to share that space with you. Because the moment you spend money in that particular location, business takes its own time to break even and operationally make profits and things like that. If the location is not reliable, and if somebody in the landlord comes and say, hey, you vacate the premises, and if you don't have a strong agreement to defend your location, then all of your investments will go wrong. So never do a subletting contract, which is not good for your business in the long term. The next parameter, lock-in period of 3 years. Because any business, that too in tea business, when you start attracting good footfalls, it may take 3 to 6 months for you to stabilize the business. But meanwhile, if the landlord comes and tells you that you need to vacate the premises before 3 years, you will, the moment you started making profits, then it's very hard, because it's hard to build that sort of a momentum in a particular location. Once you build that, you need to look at in the long term. So make sure that you do an agreement upon 11 months renewal, but a lock-in period of 3 years. Great. The next one, pay rental based on revenue projection. A lot of people make this mistake. I have covered unit economics in a detailed manner in the course that I offer, the Teapreneur Silver course. People have taken up my program would know this better, but let me give you a small hint on this. So always pay rental based on the projected sales. Let's say the projected sale is 3 lakh per month. So what sort of percentage you need to allocate for rental? Likewise, you have it for marketing, you have it for salary and things like that. As I told you, I've covered that in the unit economics program. But allocate 10 to 15% on the total revenue. Let's say your expected sale is 3 lakh. You can allocate 10 to 15%, meaning 30,000 to 45,000 is the maximum rental that you need to pay for the location. Some locations, it might be hot. A lot of demand might be there for the location, but never go beyond this calculation. Sometimes it may take time for you to reach the sale, or you might do a sale less than 3 lakh. Then it will be a big hole in the pocket. So make sure that your unit economics is very strong when it comes to selecting a location. So these are the 9 key parameters. I have covered in a detailed manner in the course that I take it up for tea entrepreneurs, modern tea entrepreneurs. So if you want more details, put your comments, I will reply to it. So share key learnings in the comment section, I will reply to it. If you have any questions, please to put that in the comment section. Thank you so much.